Hello everyone, welcome to PSF1 North American Division at Spa. I'm your commentator David. Well, I'm coming back after some time to commentate again in the league. And well, today we are racing at Spa, which is also next race in real life F1 calendar. We got 17 drivers today. We got no cap in the lead now with a 42.6. It's the longest track in the calendar. And it's also the one with the very long straight, the Camel Straight. And first up the hill into Eau Rouge and Radion, where it's kinda easy to overtake. But at the moment we are on qualifying. 7 minutes to go. We got no cap in the lead. Boss in second. Mudev in third. Despi on P4. Rebel on P5. And well, at the moment the man on P1 and no cap has a 3/10 gap to Mr. Boss, which is a big gap. Not that big for Spa, but in general, yeah, it's still a big gap, 3/10. So could be on for a win today if that gap it's the same in the race. Gotta remember that it's not that difficult sticking to the DRS on this track. Thankfully on F125 it's hard to overtake again. Dirty Air is back, not like horrific F124 where you could stick like crazy to everyone else. No matter if you were more than 5 temps lower, you would still be on the DRS pack. We got no cap in the box on the pit lane. We got Mr. Boss in the pit lane as well. Mudev coming now to currently on a flying lap, and well, is gonna try and catch up to the top two, getting a nice exit. Well, he's not improving. He's basically matching his previous lap time. At the moment, he doesn't have more battery to deploy. I think he might just go into the pit lane. Not sure if it's really gonna be an important lap to finish, especially when he's probably not gonna have enough time to do another lap if he keeps going, if he finishes this one. And yeah, he's gonna go into the pit lane. Nander currently on P5, starting now, finishing a flying lap, not better than P5 for the Williams driver. Going on with Napinski, coming into the final chicane, coming in the pit lane as well. Not gonna finish the lap. We got Hunter, a good old friend from the ROR League. Well, he has a broken front wing, I think. Well, he's not going to be able to do a lap, obviously, now. He is going to have to come into the pit lane, and, well, not a great position for Hunter at the moment. Mac on P10 is coming to set another quali lap, probably the last one of the day for himself. Coming into the end of Sector 1, and it's going to be improving 83 thousandths of a second. Currently on P10, 44.0 is basically nearly 1.5 seconds off the lead. We'll see if that can change a little bit at least. He's gonna meet a little bit of traffic. Basically, it's just a Racing Bull in front of him. The Racing Bull moves out of the way. Following him now through Pujon, up into 7th gear now. Stays in 7th gear, is taking it flat. And is gonna come now into the end of Sector 2. Down to 5th gear he goes. Down to 4th gear now. Quickly getting a nice exit out of the corner. Down to 4th gear again for the final corner of Sector 2. Improving 9/10 of a second. Nearly a second of improvement for Mac. And he's gonna be up into the top 5 most likely, because he's probably gonna find an improvement in this final sector as well. He still has battery to deploy, though he's not doing yet. Not sure if he's gonna do or not. Maybe, I think it's not out of battery. Oh, he has a slider in the braking. Sliding there on the braking, and now coming into the line, and it's gonna be a 42.9. Without the slide, could have been even better. Great lap there from Mac, and yeah, could have been a P2, who knows, maybe a P1, I'm not sure, but he had a bad slider in the final chicane. That definitely costed him P2, not sure if how much he would have improved. but at least definitely would have been a P2 without that slide. Going on with Prost. No, he's not on lap. We're gonna go with Grumpy Dad coming into the beginning of sector 2. Now going down the hill. A lot of elevation changes in Spa, as we well know. Going now down the hill is gonna go to Pujon. Let's see if he's capable of taking it flat. 7th gear for the Aston driver. I think he has to lift a little bit there in the entry of the corner. Now coming into the end of sector 2 is gonna go down to 5th gear. It's going a little bit deep there, I think, into the corner. Maybe not the best line. Going now into the end of sector 2, and it's gonna be, I think it's improving a 10th. Yeah, improving a 10th off the second. Well, that's not gonna be enough to get even one position of improvement. Grumpy Dad not on a great day so far. Oh, invalidates now. That was a very unfortunate invalidation, but well, it's not really gonna matter. I mean, he anyway wasn't gonna improve that much. Money, who, oh, he has completely destroyed front wing. Well, this damage is much more realistic, I think, on this game. I didn't remember the car looked that bad without a front wing before, but it looks absolutely horrible. I think it wasn't that bad. Following Lipinski into what's gonna be his final run of the day, we got No Cap, we got Mr. Boss on an outlap. Well, Mr. Boss just started his final flying lap. Mac in the pit lane is not gonna be able to improve anymore, and he retires. Nander on an outlap, we got Despi on an outlap as well. A lot of people battling for pole, we could say. I'm not sure, because at the moment No Cap is clearly dominating the session. You gotta see if he has more time to improve or not. Maybe he's reached his limit as well. Following him into the end of the Camel Straight, and it's gonna be 21 thousandths of improvement. Not a great improvement. Well, not much you can really improve in Sector 1. It's basically a long straight. Only you got lost source to make an actual difference on that entry and exit. Apart from that, it's just a big straight. It will vary depending on how much battery you deploy, how quick you will go compared to others or to your previous time. But now we're going through Pujon, which in Sector 2, which is the most technical part of the track. No Cap aiming for a pole position today in Spa. Got a yellow flag. I think that's a kick. That probably Lipinski. No, that's probably his teammate. Lipinski is about to finish the lap. Well, he has aborted the lap, I think, and he will not be able to improve his lap time. Very unfortunate for him. Gonna go with No Cap then, looking for holding that pole position, that provisional pole he has right now. Coming into the final chicane, can he manage a pole position? Mr. Boss now goes first, fastest. We gotta see if No Cap can retake the lead. Yes, he can by 0.2 of a second. No Cap jumps back into the lead. Gurev coming into the line, moves up to third, right ahead of Mac. And once again, No Cap makes a big difference. Well, not that big like before, but still a considerable difference in the lead against Mr. Boss, and is gonna take a solid pole position today. Nander has invalidated his lap. Despi is about to finish the lap. Hunter moves up to P6, right in front of Nander. Nander, who will not be able to improve. We got now Money, who was in the pit lane. Will not, no, he's on the track, but he has still a broken front wing. Coming into the pit lane. That's going to be No Cap on pole position for today's race. Mr. Boss in second, Mudev in third. That's going to be the top three. And well, the race might be closer than what qualifying has given us. But gotta say, No Cap looking really solid so far, at least from what this qualifying has shown us. Well, we're getting ready to start this Belgian Grand Prix. It's kind of taking some time. But yeah, I'm getting everyone with their setups ready for the beginning of the race, beginning of the event. No Cap, like I said before, looking really solid there in the lead. But in Spa, it's not that easy to break the gap, the DRS gap. And well, seeing everyone is on the front is starting on the medium tires, Hunter starting on the hards. He might struggle a little bit more there in that first stint unless he can find a way to stick into the DRS terrain. He might struggle against Nander, Rebel, they're in P8 and P9. We get then most of the grid on the mediums. And basically it's only Grumpy Dat, Prosk, and Hunter on the hards, and well, we got a formation lap. I thought we didn't. Well, there you can see the tire strategies once again. Most people on the mediums, Hunter on the hards, Prosk on the hards, Grumpy Dat on the hards as well. We get GDB on the soft compound of tire, which was going for a really aggressive strategy. Well, drivers taking their spots on the grid. Light's gonna come out at any moment now. No Cap defends pole position. We get Mr. Boss in second place in the Alpine. It's lights out and away we go. Who's got the better start? I think it's being No Cap. No, it's been Mr. Boss, but because of having the inside, No Cap's gonna be able to defend that first position. We get Murev now trying to get on the run against Mr. Boss, though he is a little bit behind now. He's getting a really good toe there into the Camel Straight. He might try and go for the move now if the slipstream is very strong, and I guess it is here in Spa. On the slipstream around the outside, Mr. Boss gonna try and defend his position. He's gonna try and send it all the way around the outside, but it's not gonna be able to get the move done. Oh, and that's a Ferrari off. That's Rebel into the gravel. He got a really good start now, ruined by that contact with, I think it was Despi or with Murev. Cap leads the race, followed by Boss. Then comes Murev. Then comes Despi, Mac, Nander, Napinski, Junior, Hunter holding on the train even though on the hard set of tires. No Cap nearly pulling the 1 second gap against Mr. Boss. That was really quick, though he has had of course to use more battery to do so. Probably Mr. Boss still has something else to give to not lose that DRS range. Getting now into the beginning of sector 3. He's gonna get a good slip through my guess now against No Cap. Despy is gonna be defending against Maxwell, who's looking aggressive there to try and attack for that 4th position of the race. Already shown the car there at him, the point of the car in the final chicane. Oh, but he has now a slide. And that's gonna allow Nander to move up a place. Nander is gonna move up a place down the inside. Takes P5 on the Williams. There goes Lipinski also down the inside. Oh, that was a mega dive bomb there from Lipinski. Going off the road completely there. And now losing the place against Junior as well. Absolute dive bomb there by the kick driver. Going himself off the road and allowing Junior to get past. Now getting with the DRS though. Junior will not have the DRS. Napinski will have the DRS. But Junior is deploying. No, he's not deploying, but he's going to be able to defend his position. Napinski not really trying to overtake yet. We got 7 leaving the session. Well, he's going to be dropping a lot of positions. Hunter down in P13 as well. Not a great start for the Haas driver. Well, racing against the Ghost there off 7. We got the Money, League Admin, going on P15, soon gonna be P14 when he gets past the Ghost of 7. Leading the race goes Cap, followed by Boss, 7 tenths behind. Clearly Cap has the pace against Boss, but Boss with the DRS is managing to stick there to the back of his rival. And well, in Spa, like I said before, it's not that easy to break the DRS gap, so it's gonna be a bit of a complicated task there for Cap to hold into that lead of the race without struggling against Mr. Boss, who, well, still sticking to the DRS straight. Like I said, Cap doesn't have the DRS to get that extra straight line speed. Boss will be having that DRS, and we'll see if he can try and go for an attack in the next lap. We got the top 3 on DRS, and we got Despy more than 1 second behind, followed by Nander and Mac making another 3-car train. And way behind we got Junior battling against Lipinski. Lipinski, who doesn't have much battery now to try and attack Junior for P7 of the race. Junior with a little bit better battery as well. And now here goes Lipinski, is going to try and go down the inside. Junior won't even try and defend it. Nander battling against Despy. Nander will take P4 of the race. Now will defend from the Mercedes driver. 1.9 second the gap between Nander and Mudev. Well, it's going to be really hard for him to chase for the leaders, having in mind they will be helping each other with the DRS, and having in mind No Cap should be the fastest driver on track, in theory. Well, now we got a yellow flag on track that is GD on P16, I think. Cap leads, followed by Boss, lap 4 of 22. Boss will probably try and go for the move there into the Camel Straight. He is looking really close. Well, now not anymore. Now once again closes a little bit the gap. And well, he might be on for a move here. He has way more battery than No Cap. No Cap has not done a good job saving his ERS. And now Boss is going to come and try and get past and take the lead of the race. And he does so. Mr. Boss is your new race leader on lap 4 of the race. Well, we'll see if he can stick into that lead of the race. He's had to use some battery there, though no cap will now be able to harvest a little bit and maybe try and overtake him once again. He had a great quali pace. Now in the race pace, we gotta see what he's capable of doing. Murev on P3, also with very good battery savings. Will definitely not make it easy for the top two as well. It's a three-way battle for the win so far. Yellow flag on sector 2. I think that's Hunter. No, it's Money. It's Money on the medium tires, off and well back again into the race. Those 7 seconds behind Daft. Boss now in the lead of the race, trying to build a 1 second gap. Is going to be a very difficult job for him to do. Though no cap ran out of battery now. He's not doing a very smart race at the moment. He deployed all the battery unnecessarily on the first laps. Now he's going to be struggling against Murev, and he's struggling already against Boss due to losing all that battery at the beginning, not being able to defend against him when he went for the move, and now not being able really to stick to the back of him. It's already 1.2 seconds, 1.3 seconds the gap between Boss and Cap, and is now suffering the pressure against Murev for that second position of the race. We'll see if Murev is capable of challenging Boss for the win if he manages to overtake Cap in the next lap. At the moment he should do so. Cap with not great battery savings at the moment. Murev with the best battery savings of the top 3 will probably... Oh! Mistake there from Boss. Boss makes a bad mistake there, bad slider from him into the exit of the corner now. Down to P3 goes Boss. Cap in the lead once again. Murev up in the second position of the race. Boss is definitely not going to be happy at all with that mistake that he's done himself. Lap 6 out of 22, Cap leads the race after Boss made a bad mistake. Murev into second position, Boss in third. We're gonna go now into the final straight once again. Not a DRS place, though you get a very good sleep through on here. Now Nander wants to join the battle for the win of the race as well. Mac could join this as well. Now it's the top 5 on the DRS range. It's a four-way battle for the win. Though Murev's looking really close to the back of No Cap. No Cap so far has managed to stay in that lead of the race for the most of the time. He only lost against Nander against Boss for a little bit of laps. Then Boss made that mistake and allowed Cap to get back into the lead of the race. And now we are going to head once again into the Camel Straight. Mr. Boss putting pressure against Murev. We're going to try and send it down the inside. Yes, he will. Murev doesn't try and defend it. Murev leaves it really, really easy for Boss, dude. I'm not sure why. But yeah, he's just made that overtake look really, really easy for the Alpine driver. Well, still not that much action on the race so far. We've got a little bit of battle there in the lead, but nothing else apart from that. So basically the top 4 is the same. Maxwell, top 5 I would say. Battling for the win of the race at the moment probably won't be that aggressive against each other. We will see the big battles by the end of the race. Currently, No Cap in the lead of the race has held his pole position so far in doing a really good job. The only thing we could, oh, that is a spinner from Nander. Nander is off into the main straight. Bad mistake there for the Williams. We got already Junior Rebel in the pit lane. Maybe the tires are starting to die a little bit there for the people on the mediums. Well, we're waiting now for the pit stops to start happening. It's already lap 8. We're going to enter lap 9 in any moment. Well, the moment, oh, that's Boss in the pit lane. Well, things start getting interesting. Boss going to be the first one of the leaders to pit. That may be the right or the wrong call. We will see now. Well, he's going to go for the undercut. Those medium tires probably not in great conditions. But, oh, he's going medium. He's planning a 2-stopper. Well, that's really, really bizarre for me to see. I never expect to see a 2-stopper and not in Spa, definitely. I don't think it's the most normal track where in league racing you're going to see a 2-stopper. Mr. Boss decided to go for the mediums. Maybe he knows that he will struggle to win the race if he goes for the normal strategy and he's trying to do something different. The gap between him and Grumpy Dad, 2 seconds, shouldn't be a problem to get past the Aston driver. Already 1 second is right at the back of him. Grumpy Dad also sticking to the back of Prost DRS. Gotta see what Cap, Murev and Mac decide to do on this lap. They're gonna pit, they're gonna stay out. Hunter, the leading driver on the hard tires, 3 seconds in front of Prost. Well, Junior, Napinski, Despi, Rebel, Nander have already pitted 4 hard tires. Same as Daft. Well, at the moment, Hunter leading the train of them, the pack of them. But we'll see where will he fall when he decides to pit. We got Cap and Mac in the pit lane. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see where they drop. It's gonna be in front or behind Boss. Should be definitely behind Boss. They are more. They are less than 17 seconds in front. That shouldn't be a problem for Boss to get through. Here goes Boss coming into the La Source corner. And that's gonna be Cap going out ahead of him. Cap right ahead of Boss. That's really bad news for Boss. He was planning to build the gap, to open the gap, and now it's gonna be Cap that has the DRS and will easily overtake Boss, even though when he has the slower compound of tire, manages to get the move done and moves up in third of the race. Lipinski gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. The only driver of the leaders not pit yet, Smurev, 13 seconds, nearly 14 seconds in front of Hunter, and has a kind of big gap to Cap, Boss, Prost. Well, Murev's only fighting against Cap and Boss for this race win. So we'll see how much longer can he extend that medium stint. If he can manage to do so, then he will have really strong weapons to fight in the final laps of the race. If he decides to spin now, it's going to be closer to them, but there might not be the surprise factor for coming from him. So maybe he is gonna come to the pit lane finally. Waited one more lap. He wanted to be the last one pit, I guess. Mudev now on fresh hearts, gonna fall behind Boss and Cap, and well, now it's gonna be when it gets interesting. Will Mudev be able to chase down Boss and Cap? It's 2.6 behind, has a little bit fresher tires, and there it goes, Cap overtaking Hunter easily around the outside, and now goes Boss. He's gonna try and make 2-on-1. He's trying to make a Hakkinen, kinda, and manages to do so. Boss in the lead of the race, followed by Cap, followed by Hunter. Then comes Mudev, then comes Prost, then comes Mac, Rebel. Junior battling against Rebel there in the beginning of Sector 2, and it's gonna be Rebel in front of Junior. Boss now finally opening the gap against No Cap, was 1.1 second in front of the Williams driver. Now No Cap's job is he has to try and stick to Boss DRS, because if not, Boss will start building the gap, and then we don't know if it might actually be enough to pit again, place new softs, and try and go chase them once again, having already opened a big gap. We got Hunter in the pit lane. He's going to go probably for the medium tires. It should be the best option, and well, if you're going for the mediums, you might be thinking about another stop. Well, and I'm gonna take a little break now. We'll be back soon to get on with the final part of the race. And we are back in lap 14 of the race. We got No Cap in the lead with the hard tires, followed by Boss. With the medium tires, Boss has not been able to build the gap against No Cap. Cap used that DRS really well to keep himself in the fight for the win of the race. Would have meanwhile not that far behind, could be a surprise towards the end of this race. And well, Mac much far behind on the medium tires. I think it's going on a 2-stopper as well. And while Boss is gonna lose at least P2, he might still finish on the podium. I think probably will finish on the podium anyway. He will have, I think, time to recover the places lost. But yeah, I think his chances to win the race in normal conditions are over. He will not be winning this Belgian GP unless there is a safety car. Going now into the Camel Straight, he's going to try and get the overtake done against No Cap. This Rhino goes into the grass there. Goes into the grass with a little bit of a misunderstanding between both drivers. No Cap now getting a nice exit into the corner. Meanwhile, Mudev 2 seconds behind. He's losing a little bit of ground with the top two, even when the top two are battling for position. Oh, Nander is out of the race. He's retired in the pit lane. The first DNF of the race. Mr. Boss now tries to build once again the DRS gap. It's going to be really hard to do so. No Cap, I think, has already measured Boss really well how he is driving today, and he is adapting to his style. Really good adaptation for No Cap against Mr. Boss. 9 tenths behind. Now he's probably going to deploy a little bit of battery to try and stick to the back of him. Or I think he doesn't have more battery to deploy, does he? But well, anyway, he's still sticking to the back of Mr. Boss. He's still going to be on the DRS. And he's going to try and attack for the win of the race. Really, not really, because, well, basically he can just stick to the back of him till the end of the race, or till he pits, and probably will still win, though Mudev's looking strong now. There he goes back into the pit lane. He's gonna go for a fresh set of hard tires to finish the race, which shows no one really trusts on the softs. Well, they probably will die really quick around here, so medium hard, hard medium, that's the best way to go. I really don't believe the 2-stopper was a good idea by the guys who took it. Lap 16 out of 22. Boss keeps leading the race, followed by No Cap, who still keeps sticking to his DRS, which brings more and more trouble to Mr. Boss, who will not be able to build the gap there in the lead of the race. Mudev now gets involved in the fight for the win. He's now 8 tenths behind the top two. And Boss now comes into the pit lane. He's probably gonna go, I think, this time for a set of softs. I mean, I think it would be really weird to see him going hard. And yes, he's gonna go for a fresh set of soft tires. Softs go on for the Alpine driver. Rebel in the pit lane as well. He's going for mediums. Well, is actually the degradation really that bad? I mean, I think Cap and Mudev probably gonna make it to the end. Really don't think it's that necessary unless it's mandatory, but I don't really think it is. Rebel is coming out behind SP. Boss goes out on P3. Like I said, P3 was not impossible for him. And well, it's going to be now a two-way fight for the win of the race between Cap and Murev. And well, we'll see what Boss can do, being 16 seconds behind. The gap is just too big for him to close it up in only 5 laps. We need to be around 3 seconds faster per lap, and that's not really probable to happen. Unless the top 2 start fighting, then it could be interesting to see what Boss is really capable of doing. We got the fight split between Hunter and Despy. Hunter doing a really good race after not having raced in a while in F1. Still managing to get a very solid P4 position. Well, Boss is now 14 seconds behind Murev. Murev probably attacking no cap at the moment. And well, we'll see if somehow those 14 seconds go down and Boss is still in contention for this race win. Without the need of the safety car, of course, which would put him straight back in the mix. Hunter now in the pit lane. Those mediums lasted only 5 laps. Wow. Yeah, those mediums aren't a great car to be on, looks like. Well, it's in the pit lane once again. We got Cap leading the race, followed by Murev. Then comes Boss, already 13 seconds behind. They are probably not going to pit again. They will... They'll go to the end of the race. Well, 11 seconds the gap between Boss and Murev. I still think it's a very big gap to close in only 4 laps that will remain after the line is crossed. We got now Hunter on fresh medium tires. 4.3 seconds behind Juniors. I'll be back in a moment. Well, and going back now for the end of this race, we got still 2 laps to go. We got Cap, no, actually 3 laps, nearly 3 laps to go, and Boss is 9 seconds behind Murev. But yeah, I think, like I said already, it's gonna be very, very late for him to really try and chase up for the lead of this race. It would be a lot of time have to be made in only 3 laps of racing. And it's 8.5 now, it's closing the gap, but it's not really gonna be enough. Going on with Junior, who's attacking now Prosk. Well, he's gonna get this place anyway because of the penalty. Maybe Junior and the fresh tires can try and get Prosk and Despy, both Mercedes drivers. Having in mind Despy has very old hard tires. Cap battling against Murev. I would definitely like to know how the degradation is right now. Let's see how many stops have they done. Most of them have done 2 stops. Is the degradation really that bad? I didn't know it was that horrible. I never saw a very bad degradation problem in Spa in previous games. But well, I guess it's good to see some changes, now compared to how it used to be. Well, lap 21 of 22, 7.4 keeps being the gap between Boss and Murev. It's definitely not gonna close up by any way unless there's an incident between the top 2. And well, we got no Cap in the lead. And now there goes Murev down the inside. He gets the overtake done. But is it going to be the right decision? He has now no battery. He's going to need to save a lot. No Cap doesn't have great battery conditions, but he has much more than what Murev does have right now. Murev needs to be smart, needs to think about saving that ERS so he can defend. Maybe trying to not deploy that much right now. Well, he's deploying now. He's gonna definitely need the DRS. It has half the ERS that Cap has. It's not great news for Murev, though at least Murev has clean air in front to try and make a difference. Now Murev, 8 tenths in front of no Cap. This could be the weight wing now. He's trying to push, doing his best. Now no Cap's going to deploy the extra battery. That should help him close up the gap. It's going to be a very, very close ending of the race. Who's going to win it? It's going to be Murev. It's going to be no Cap. Will they crash each other out and Mr. Boss will win? Hopefully not. But let's see how this final lap goes. Final lap of the race of this Belgian GP. We got Murev in the lead, 5 tenths in front, but that can change very, very quickly after the Camel Straight is over. We could have a new race leader for the final lap of the race. I think Cap took the better entry and exit of that corner. 5 tenths the gap. Cap blasting the battery now. Both with equal battery conditions. Well, it's now going to be all depending on how powerful the DRS is. Maybe how the wings are configured. Down the inside goes Murev. And there he goes around the outside. No Cap. He's going to try and send. He knows this is probably the last chance. Murev goes a little bit deep. Around the outside goes no Cap. He's going to try and make the move around the outside. Yes. But it's not going to be possible to get the overtake done. Goes really late on the brakes. Goes Murev. No Cap will try to switch back. But there's simply no room to go for it. Junior is battling against Despy as well. We got Murev in the lead of the race. 4 tenths in front. I think that was probably the last chance Cap was going to have against the Aston driver, and Cap will not be able to win today after taking pole position apparently. It's going to be the last for him. It's going to be... It was already the last... No, this might be the last chance, but it's going to be nearly impossible here into the bus stop chicane. 5 tenths of gap already. Similar ERS conditions, but simply not enough straight line speed to get past. He will need a massive dive bomb here into the final corner, but he probably will not go for it, or will he? No, he won't. Would have, oh, and he nearly spins there, and that's gonna end the race. He will still finish on P2 though. Great race from Murev, great racecraft. Murev wins. The Belgian GP wins by extending his pit stop one more lap and finally getting the better pace in the end, overtaking Cap. Cap will take second after taking pole position. Boss will complete the podium after doing the two stops. Didn't finish that far from the leaders. Rebel on P4, Mac on P5, Despi on P6. Finally, Junior was not able. No, Junior is overtaking him now. Overtakes him in the line by 76 thousandths of a second. Crazy difference between those two. Hunter now finishes on P8 on his first race of the year. Cross on P9, Grumpy Dad on P10. No, he's probably not going to finish on P10 due to the penalty, and it's going to be 7 instead. He's going to come home to take a P10 finish. Little slide there by Grumpy Dad. 7 in the line goes. 10th position for him. Grumpy Dad on 11th. Napinski on 12th. We are going to get Daft coming into the final chicane as well. Not much to see what we got. Money battling against GD. Thinks about a dive around the outside. He's going to try to switch back now. He's going to try and go all the way around the outside, but not really room to do it. He should have tried and make it by the inside. But well, can't overtake, and that's going to be the end of this Belgian GP. A really entertaining race, especially in the end, if you ask me. At the beginning it looked much more calm, but now, in the ending laps, it was very, very fun to watch those battles, especially the ones for the lead of the race. Well, that's it for today. It was nice to commentate again. We'll meet once again, hopefully not that far away. Thanks to all, and goodbye.